Welcome everyone for today's event from Pioneer Educator. My name is Dev Johnson and I'll be a conference operator for today's event on Excel Competency, Introduction to Lookup Functions. Our speaker for today's event is Mr. David H. Ringstrom. He is a CPA and is an author, national recognized instructor who teaches course of webinars each year. His Excel courses are based on over 25 years of consulting and teaching experience. David's mantra is either you work Excel or it works you. Now I'd like to call upon David S. Ringstrom to present the webinar for today's.
Thank you, Deb. Hello, everyone. I'm David Ringstrom, a CPA in Atlanta, and welcome to Excel Competency Introduction to Lookup Functions. Over the course of our time together today, I'm going to be going over the concept of lookup functions, which are functions such as the VLOOKUP function in Excel. If you're not presently using lookup functions in Excel, then there's much that you're having to do the hard way, because you're having to go and physically point to data that you want to reference elsewhere in your spreadsheet. Conversely, lookup functions allow us to have Excel look up the information for us based on instructions that we give it. So that's going to be the focus of our time together, is seeing how we can make our spreadsheets easier to build and also more resilient, because with lookup functions, if we change one of the inputs, Excel goes and finds the new data that we want. When we create these direct references by manually going and pointing to a cell, then if something changes, we have to go back and manually rewrite the formula again. The presentation is designed to be interactive. I do encourage your questions as we go through the material today. Some of the best learning comes from your questions, so don't hesitate to pick my brain as we go along. If I do see any questions get chatted to me or sent to me by the moderator during the presentation, I'll be happy to respond to them in a moment, but we will also reserve a few minutes at the end for a Q&A session as well. However, sometimes questions don't surface during the webinar itself. It may be after the fact when you get a chance to try out these techniques with your own data. So in recognition of that, I do extend an invitation for you to email me questions that do not need to be limited to today's presentation per se. I'm happy to entertain any questions about Excel in general, and you may email those questions to ask@davidringstrom.com. You can also use that email address if by chance you did not receive the handouts for today. They should have already been emailed to you, but sometimes they get lost along the way.